Hello friends, today we discuss about hanging of anchor. Okay, so what is actually hanging of anchor? Hanging of anchor is removing the anchor from its chain and securing it like this with another sets of rope and wire so that the anchor chain can be used for securing in a SBM mooring buoy, or sometimes you can use this anchor chain for towing purpose. You can pass this anchor chain to any towing vessel. That towing vessel can tow using the anchor chain. Okay, so we hang the anchor for these two purposes: to remove anchor out of the hose pipe and enable vessel to moor to buoy or towed using anchor chain. So how we do that? So to doing that this thing, basically we need some materials. Okay, so materials requires are three 30 wire. Okay, each wire must be SWL of 6 ton. Okay, and must have shackles. Okay, shackles also of 6 ton. Now we are proceeding towards the procedure. Okay, so how to do it? So the first step is you will walk back the anchor, clearing the hose pipe. So first you have to lower the cable anchor so that anchor will be clear from the hose pipe. Okay, step one is back and clear the hose pipe. Okay, now the second step, secure one end of first easing wire on the mooring bit. Okay, so I told you we need three wires. Okay, so take one wire and you put one wire in the mooring bit. Okay, and you will pass the other end through a fair lead. That wire will pass through the D shackle of the anchor, crown D shackle we call this. Okay, then it will go back and again go to a warping drum. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, sorry, this is the second step. So the second step is secure one end of the first easing wire on mooring bit. Okay, so this is easing wire. Okay, so the direction will be like this. So initially you can keep some slack in this easing wire. Okay, and the third step is pass the other end through the Panama lead on the warping drum. So this other end you will pass through the Panama lead and pass through the warping drum. Okay, other end on warping drum through Panama lead. Okay, so like this. Now the fourth step, rig a preventer wire through crown D shackle. What is crown? This shackle is called a crown D shackle. Okay. Okay, so now the fourth step is you have to rig a preventer wire through the crown D shackle. Just like the easing wire passed through the crown D shackle, you have to pass a preventer wire through the crown D shackle and pass it through the fair lead. Okay, so in this case you can permanently lash a preventer wire on the crown D shackle and you can pass it through the fair lead and make a figure of 8 in the bollard. Okay, so this is the fourth step, so we call this as preventer wire. Okay, and the fourth step is rig preventer wire on crown D shackle. Okay, and secure it on mooring bit through fair lead. Okay, so that is the fourth step. So preventer wire will be the fourth step, and other end of the warping drum will be third step. Okay, now ensure sufficient slack on the preventer wire. You must give sufficient slack in this preventer wire because where okay, the fifth step is we have to make sure that this preventer wire is having sufficient slack. Okay, okay, this is the fifth step. Preventer wire. Okay, now the sixth step is you have to slack the anchor chain. This anchor chain you have to slack little bit further until this preventer wire becomes very tight. Okay, so we are already given some slack in this preventer wire, so you have to lower the anchor little bit further down, so this preventer wire become tight. So this first easing wire will always come in an up and down position. So the sixth step is sixth step is uh, slack anchor chain until this preventer wire is very tight. Okay, okay, so after doing this, the seventh step is continue walk back. You have to keep on walking back the anchor. So you this one is already tight, right? Now you have to continue walk back uh, until the next joining shackle. So next joining shackle will be on deck. Okay, so after this wire is tight, the anchor don't go below that, so the weight of the anchor will be taken by this preventer wire. So once this is tight, you will take you will continue walking back. Okay, walk back uh, until next joining shackle is on deck. Okay, so since there is no space here, I am drawing here. So from the gypsy, this is gypsy, you will keep on lowering, so the joining shackle will look like this. So that joining shackle, till the time it comes on deck, you will keep on lowering. Okay, so outside, this is ship outside the hose pipe, the cable is going like this. So once this joining shackle is reached, you will start heaving. Once this is reached, you will stop walking back. Okay, and the next step is you will keep pulling this prevent first easing wire. So if you pull this wire, what will happen, this wire become very tight and the anchor will start pulled towards this side, in this side, and it will almost come in a vertical to this fair lid. So that is the 8th step. Okay, and I will write it in another one. Okay, so 8th step will be heave the first easing wire. Okay, so you have to keep on easing wire and until the anchor is up and down position. After that, you can secure that easing wire in the bollard. Okay, so the first easing wire is the one end is already connected to the bit, and that is the one going through the fair lid, and after pull that is the one going through the fair lid, and other end is already connected to the warping drum, right? So for heaving, you use this warping drum. Okay, so the wire end will come like this and it will keep on heaving, and finally the wire will, first easing wire will look like this, and the D shackle of the anchor will look like this. Okay, okay, and the anchor chain will be leading like this. To the from the hose pipe. So because entire weight of the anchor was taken by this preventer wire initially, then you pull the first easing wire. Now the joining shackle is already on deck. Okay, and the next step is rig up second easing wire forward of the joining shackle. Okay, this is the joining shackle, this is forward of the joining shackle. So you have to rig a easing wire here, and that is forward of this joining shackle. You have to secure it on another mooring bit. Okay, with the figure of 8. Okay, so 9th. Okay, this position is 8. Okay, 9th is rig up second is wire forward of the joining shackle. This is the joining shackle, forward of it you will rig up done. So already you rigged this line, and what you have to do is you have with this second easing wire, you already secured. Okay, so now this second easing wire has to take the weight of this anchor chain which is hanging like this. This is the ship's. Okay, this the second easing wire has to take the weight of the anchor chain hanging like this. So before you do all the securing in this one, you can pass this wire through another warping drum, if it is available. Okay, pass it through this warping drum and take weight of this hanging chain and then secure it on the bollard. Okay, so the ninth step is rig up second ease wire forward of the joining shackle and take up the weight of the chain. Okay, now so now the present situation is the joining shackle is on deck, the anchor is up and down, the weight of the anchor is taken by this easing wire, first easing wire, and this preventer wire is now supporting the role of this preventer wire is, in case if this first easing wire falls, the anchor will be taken by the preventer wire. Now the weight of the chain is taken by the second easing wire. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to disconnect this shackle. Okay, this is Kender shackle. Okay, so you disconnect this shackle. After disconnecting, what will happen? Now the anchor cable and anchor chain don't have any connection with the remaining chain and the gypsy. So only connection with the anchor chain is with the second seizing wire. Okay, so the 10th one is break joining shackle. Okay, after that, after breaking the shackle, what you have to do is the easing wire. I'll just draw it once. So after the 10th step, breaking of joining shackle, the condition will looks like this. The joining shackle has removed this. This is the gypsy and the one end is free, and this is the anchor is in up and down position. And the 11th step is this easing wire. You have to give some slack. Okay, you keep on walking back the easing wire. So what happened, the chain which was already here, and that will come down, it will hang like this, and the easing wire will also come down. Okay, so this is a second easing wire. You have to walk back the easing wire, so the chain will also come down, the anchor will remain in that position, the preventer wire will also remain like this. So and once this reach this position, the this chain and anchor is clear from the hose pipe. Now you can pass the remaining chain through this hose pipe and pass it to any uh, tug or mooring buoy. Okay, so for the other purpose. So during that time also there is chances that this the chain passing through the hose pipe, the second seizing wire is also through the same hose pipe, this wire may get damaged and the wire break and the chain will this anchor cable will fall down in water. So to prevent that thing, you can pass one more rope through this fair lead. Okay, after you can pass this rope through this fair lead and connect it here, and you keep pulling this line, so that you will transfer weight of the cable from the second easing wire to this cable, so this wire. Okay, weight taking wire, you can use any wire rope with more than 6 ton SWL, and you can also secure that anywhere in the bit. Okay, so by that same time you slack down this also. So what will happen, this wire will take this second wire will take the weight of the cable. So the second wire will take the weight of the cable. The second sorry the weight taking wire will take the weight of the cable, and the second easing wire will hang freely. Now this second easing wire, you can keep it aside, or for suppose this is one second, this is the hose pipe, and the second easing wire, that is this wire is coming like this. Okay, hose pipe. So along with the same wire, if the chain passes, this will damage and break. So to avoid that, you are transferring weight of the cable with the second wire. After that, this wire is free. Now you can pick up this wire and you use a normal heaving line, and pick up this rope and keep it a little bit above, so that the second heaving wire will hang like this. Okay, it will run above like this, and the anchor cable can pass freely without damaging the wire. So this is the procedure for hanging of anchor. So once everything is finished, the hanging of anchor is finished, this second wire is still attached with the cable only. This wire is taking the weight. You release the weight taking wire, so automatically what will happen, the weight of the cable will shift towards the second easing wire, right? Now the second easing wire will be pulled back and connected to the joining shackle, and slowly all the preventer wire and the first easing wire will be removed. That's how you hang off the anchor, and you again reconnect. I hope you understood the procedure. If you feel this is little complicated, I'm sorry. Try to see the video once again. Definitely you will understand.